Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about how we can fill the DS-160 form, the first step towards F1 visa. So the three things that you'll need would be passport, your identification card given to you by your government, and your I-20 of the university that you'll be studying in. There are two things I want you to remember is that this form will take you around 30 to 1 hour to fill in one sitting. I recommend that you complete this form in one sitting. The second thing that I want to tell you is after you fill in the location and the captcha code and you press on start an application, you will get an application ID. Now make sure that you write that application ID down on some notepad. I have my notepad here where I'll be writing down the application ID, because when later you have to try that application, say you did not finish the application in one sitting, or if you want to recheck your application, you will need that application ID to retrieve that application. One more thing to remember is DS-160 form should be filled between April 1st till May 15th. Anything before that time slot will be too early, anything after that time slot will be too late, so just keep that in mind. Okay, now that we have gone through the things that we will need and we should remember, we'll go to the screen and I'll show you how exactly you should fill the DS-160 form. So to fill the DS-160 form, first you have to be on the website ceac.state.gov. When you come on that page, there are two sections, that is non-immigrant and immigrant. In the non-immigrant section, the first option, that is DS-160 online non-immigrant visa application, is the one to be chosen. Then you have to choose the location. For me, it is Mumbai, India. Whichever city you are in right now, just select it, and if your city is not visible in this section, then just select the city that is closest to your city. So once you press start an application, you will get your application ID right here, and then there is a security question that you would have to fill in, and over here I have chosen what is the given name of your mother's mother. I'm going to fill it off screen, but you can put, there's many questions that you can choose and then write an answer to it. Now this particular question will be used to verify that this is you trying to retrieve your application, because when you try to retrieve your application, they ask for your application ID, your surnames, first 5 letters, your birth date, and the security question. So make sure you write down the answer for security question as well as the application ID, because they both are very important. I'm interrupting my own video. If you have liked this video so far, please like this video, and if you're interested in videos related to study abroad or study in the US, please consider subscribing. I'm thanking you in advance to subscribe to my channel and liking this video. Back to the video. So as soon as you have given the security answer, the page that you come on is personal information 1. On the left hand side, you can see an index of the things that you have to fill. Currently we are in the first stage, that is the personal information 1. So for now is the time that you should get out your passport, because your information on the passport and DS-160 should match without any differences. So fill it according to the passport. So in surname, you will write your surname, whatever it is, according to the passport. And now over here, as you can see, there is no option for middle name. They have just given names. So what you have to do over here is you have to write your first name and your middle name together, just like the example they have given. Full name in native alphabet does not apply. There is no need to fill in that. Have you ever used your other name? If you have, just mention it. I have not, so it's a no. Do you have telecode that represents your name? No. Then your marital status, single. Then fill in your marital status, your place of birth and stuff. Once that is done, you press on next. Now every once in a while, that is in 10-15 minutes, make sure you save your form, because if you don't work for 20 minutes, the form will be rebooted and you can lose the data and then you would have to fill it again. One more thing, if you don't fill in the form within the time frame of 30 days, that is if you start today and within the next 30 days if you don't submit it, your form will be deleted and then you would have to start again. So make sure that you complete and submit the form in the 30-day time frame. Then you select the country origin, as in nationality. If yes, put yes, I have not, so no. Are you permanent resident of a country other than country? That is, do you have a PR from other country? I don't have it, so it's a no. Now there is national identification number. Over here you'll be filling the number given to you by the government. For Indian citizens it will be a number on the Aadhaar card, so just fill it in accordingly. Now US social security number is for the people living in the US. I don't have one. I'm not a taxpayer of US, so does not apply. Purpose of trip to the US would be F1, academic or language. The first option, academic or language. Specific, if you are the student going to the United States, F1 would be the option. Have you made specific travel plans? Now, even if you have made any travel plans, please mention no. Even if you have, just put it no. Intended date of arrival always should be 1 week prior to your arrival to US. Say if your orientation in the US university is on August 15th, make sure you put it 7th August. Intended length of stay, if you're a master's student it will be 2 years, or if you're an undergrad student it will be 4 years, but there are a few exceptions, so just check your I-20. On your I-20 there will be the intended length of stay. There are a few undergrad students who have 5 years of stay because of their co-op programs and stuff. Now after you have filled in the intended length stay in US, they will ask you the address where you will stay in the US. Over here you have to fill in the address of the university. Now on your I-20 there will be the address of your university. Just simply put it as it is. Now zip code I'm not putting because I don't have the I-20 on hand, but make sure you fill in the zip code that the I-20 mentions. The next question was person paying for your trip. It's going to be other person. For me that is my parents, so I've selected other. There is option like self, present employer, employers in the US and other organizations. If you have a business and you are going on your own without anybody's financial help, it's going to be self. If your employer is sponsoring you, select the third option. And if an employer from US is sponsoring you, it should be the fourth option. And if some company or government organization is sponsoring you, choose other company or organization. Over here you have to fill in the information of the person sponsoring you, just whatever the surname is, given name of the person. Again the same thing, the first name of the person and the second name of the person in this, the middle name of the person in the same tab. Telephone number. Now in the email address you should fill in the sponsor's email address. Relationship to you, it's going to be my parents, so I'm going to select parents over here. It's pretty self-explanatory. Is this address of the party paying for your trip the same as your home or mailing? If that's your parents, obviously it's going to be yes. If it's going to be your employer, it's going to be no, until unless like you're sharing the same home. Are there other people traveling with you? For me it's no, so I'm putting no. Have you ever been in the US? If you have traveled as a tourist, then this answer will be yes, so just put the date of arrival. You can check your passport for the visa stamp and then you'll get to know when exactly you entered the US territories. Or did you ever hold a US driver's license? It's pretty self-explanatory. No, I did not. Have you ever been issued a US visa? Yes, you cannot go to the US without US visa. Now over here I'm putting do not know because I don't have passport on hand, but if you know, make sure you put it. Are you applying for the same type of visa? No, we are not applying for the same type of visa because first time we applied for travel visa, that is B1 visa, I guess, I don't remember. And now we are applying for F1 visa, so, or whichever visa that you are applying to, just in case if you're an exchange student, because exchange students apply for J visa. Are you applying in the same country or the location where the visa above was issued, and in this country or location you place the principle of residence? When I applied for tourist visa, I applied in Mumbai, and even today for F1 visa I'll be applying in Mumbai, so for me it will be yes. Have you been 10 printed as in have your 10 fingers being printed? For me it's no, because I was a minor when I applied, so for minors they don't take the 10 fingerprints. Have you ever been refused a US visa and refused admission in the US, or withdrawn your application for admission in port of entry? Basically, the US consulate officer denied your visa, or when you went to the US, the immigration officer deported you back to your country, is what they are asking. Now you'll need your passport again, because they're asking your home address, the address that is printed on your passport. Now the state and postal zone is supposed to be filled according to your passport, but just to save time, I'm applying does not apply over here. Is your mailing address same as your home address? Mailing address is basically the address where you get your post. If your home address and mailing address are same, put yes. Phone number, your primary phone number, secondary phone number, if you want to give, you can give. You can also give work phone number, it's not compulsory. If your first number is not working and if they wish to contact you, which will not happen, but just in case, it's good to have a secondary phone number. I have given on my original DS-160, I had given my dad's number, so just fill in the number you wish to give. Have you ever used other phone numbers in the last 5 years? I have, but I gave no because I don't remember a single phone number. Your email address, here you should put your email address. Now this email address, make sure that it is correct, because on this emailing address they will give you your receipt. So once you submit the form, you get a receipt of DS-160 form, and this email is very important because they will be sending that receipt on that email. Social media platform, please be very transparent here. If you have an Instagram or YouTube, mention it. They don't check it, but you should be open about your social media platforms. I have Instagram, YouTube and Facebook, but the problem with Facebook is I never use it. So on my original DS-160, I had filled my Instagram and YouTube, but I never filled in Facebook because I never used it. Now I'm not sure about this, but I've heard from many people, if you put controversial things on your social media, it can negatively affect your visa. I don't know, this is what I've heard. It's up to you. This is not a verified information, this is just something that I've heard in my group and I'm letting you know. Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website have used in the last 5 years? That is basically if you have a blog post or anything. I don't have one, so no. Now the next option is passport. Passport should be on your desk right now. I have a regular passport. Passport travel document number, that is the passport number on the page where your photo is present and it's on the right hand top corner. Passport book number is if this is your third passport or fourth passport. Mine is second. India, city. So issuance date is basically the date on the left hand side of the, like there are two dates, and the first date will be your issuance date and the third date will be expiry date. They have given it on the heading, so you don't have to worry, just put in whatever the passport says. Now contact person or organization in the United States. Over here you should be filling your counselor's details. After you get into a university and you get your I-20, a counselor is assigned to every single student. If you don't know your counselor, make sure you email your university and ask the university who is your counselor. Organization name is basically the name of your university. Relationship to you, other, because I'm putting the counselor's details. Now the address over here, US address and stuff, again the address of your university. So just stick to your I-20 and passport to prevent later problems and stuff. Your email address should be your counselor's email address because you have been filling the information about your counselor. Now over here they're asking the details of your relatives. That is, first thing they're asking is father. I will apply does not apply to save time because this video is already, I've been shooting this video for the past 50 minutes. So just to save time, I am clicking the option does not apply. If something really does not apply, then I'll let you know. So again, you have to fill in your dad's first and second name. Over here you have to fill in your mother's surname. Again, in the given names you should fill your mother's first and middle name. Do you have any immediate relatives not including parents in the United States? Now on the right hand side you can see by immediate relatives they mean your siblings or your fiance or your spouse. It does not include cousins or your other relatives. So if it's your fiance, your siblings, then and only then this option will be yes. For me, my cousin stays in the US but nobody else, so for me it's going to be no. Now over here, this next question, it asks, do you have any other relatives in the United States? Yes. Now the difference between the first and the second question is that they're asking immediate relatives. In the US, immediate relatives are siblings and parents and your spouse or fiance. That's it. So your cousins are not considered in the immediate family realm. So other relatives are basically everyone else than these people. So fill in the questions accordingly. Primary occupation. Now over here, if you are now for primary occupation, there are options that you will choose according to your portfolio. Say if you're a student like me who is going for undergraduation and has yet not completed the 12th, that person will select student. But if you're a person who is going for undergraduation but has taken a gap year, you will choose not employed. And if you are going for masters and stuff, just put in whatever that fits right for your primary occupation. Again, if you're not employed, don't have occupation currently, then just put not employed. Present employer, school's name. Now if you're a student, you'll just put your school's name here, present school's name here. If you're a student, just put present school name here. Start date, whenever your academic year starts. For us, it starts on 15th June every single year. Monthly income or local currency does not apply for me because I'm a student. Briefly describe your duties. Over here I'll be writing that I am a student in 12th grade. That's it. That's all you have to write, nothing crazy. Now they have asked, were you previously employed? For me, it's no. If you have any employment experience, make sure you put it there. Have you attended any educational institution at a secondary level or above? Now in this question, if you're an undergraduate student, you will be putting 9th and 10th school. And if you are a student who's going to go for masters, you will be filling your 11th and 12th school name here. Just put the state and postal according to the address of your university, of your school I meant. Course of study, you can now over here in the help section of course of study, they have given a message for middle school, junior high school course of study. Please indicate academic or vocational. So junior high school is basically 9th and 10th. So for us, it has to be academic or vocational. And for other education levels, please indicate your major or concentration. So The people who are going for masters will be giving the 11th and 12th details. So when you are in 11th or 12th, you get a section like computer science or some like science stream, whatever that major was given to you during your 11th and 12th. Please fill that in over here if you're a master's student. If you're an undergraduate student, just fill in academic or vocational. I'm going to fill in academic. Date of attendance. Again, if you have switched schools, there's another section where you can just click on add another, and once you click on it, there will be another option. Do you belong to a clan or tribe? I don't. Language, I speak 3 languages, so just put that accordingly. English, add another, Marathi, and Hindi. I don't know. Have you ever traveled in any other countries within the last 5 years? For me, it's no. If you put yes, you'll just get which country for how long and stuff. So just fill it in according to the passport details. Have you been professionally contributed to work or professional social charity? No. Now most of these questions, the next questions that you're going to get are going to be no. So just read them and see for yourself. Mostly they are going to be no, until and unless you are associated with it somehow. For me, do you have any specialized skills or training such as firearms, explosive? No. Did you serve in military? No. Have you ever served in paramilitary, vigilant unit, rebel groups? No. So from now, I'm just going to double X this. I'm just going to increase the speed of the footage because I'm going to put no for every single question. And if you have any doubt, just put that in the comment. Within 24 hours, I'll clear it for you. You don't have to worry. Okay, now there is this last section where you have to fill in additional point of contact. That is basically you should give phone numbers and name of people who the US consulate can contact for verification. So this list should not be of your immediate family or your other relatives. In my case, I filled the information for my neighbors. They don't worry, they will not contact like at all them. Don't worry, they do not contact absolutely anybody, because if you just scroll down, you can see the telephone number and email address. You can just slash it out. I have applied do not apply, and even in my original DS-160 I did not give the number or email address of my neighbors at all. Now over here you will need your I-20, because at the top left corner there will be a service ID in bold letters. That's like the first thing you'll be able to see when you look at your I-20, and there will be written service ID, and you just have to put that over here, whatever the service ID is for you. Name of the school, university name of the school is the detail of your university, the name of your university. I'm going for computers. Now over here the format and the information should match the I-20 as it is. So I'm going for computer science, but my university I-20 does not indicate it. It just has given foundational engineering. For me it has just given engineering, so I shouldn't be putting computer science, I should be putting engineering. Now once you're done filling this form, there will be option review. Basically you're done with your form, and now you have to review it to make sure that there are no problems. Now it says photo provided. Photo will be taken at the ASC. That is basically there are 2 days when you go for the visa. Like the first day they will take your biometrics, that is your photo and your fingerprints, and the second day will be the actual interview. So when they do your biometrics, they will also take a photo. So you don't have to worry about the photo. The photo will be taken at the consulate itself. So just verify this information. Once you're done verifying, there are actually there's this one page, then there's this another page that you have to check. Once you're done checking all the pages, you can submit the form. If you have any doubt, make sure you reach to me in the comments. Within 24 hours I will clear your doubt, so just feel free to ask it in the comments. Now once you come to the last section, there will be option which will say sign and submit. Once you have reviewed your application and you're okay with it, press the sign and submit. I will not, because I have already submitted my original DS-160, and if I submit this it will be illegal, so I won't be doing it. But once, I'll tell you what happens when you submit the application. That is, once you submit, you get a receipt. So you'll get an option where you can email that receipt to yourself and one more application and one more email. In my case, I gave the email ID of my father so that I can have 2 copies, digital copies of DS-160 receipt. So you can, so that is how the DS-160 form is filled, submitted, and you get a receipt of the DS-160. So this was it for today's video. Hope you liked this video.